Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Mullet Man, Travis Hinton. You're watching Five Star Takes, and I'm here to show you what Mullet Mania is all about. Be sure to tune in now on YouTube.
Just when you thought we were going to take the week off, we decided, you know what? We can't deny our fans the joy of listening to us attempt to talk wrestling.
Yeah, dude, we're not a bunch of airsick fucking lowlanders here. We're a bunch of peakers, bro.
Yeah,
we're up there on the top of the mountains, living our dreams.
Hardcore. We're hardcore.
Oh my god, yeah, EC Dub. What's the FST? There we go. Oh my god,
we would dominate Chasm Duty.
What happened to your eyes, bro?
Whoa, yeah, you look different. Oh.
Dude, you look like you have Lego eyes.
Nah, I'm just enjoying this little
oh,
giveaway.
You got a commemorative Brewers
vision. This was the giveaway promotion they had at the stadium for the game that I went to with my nephew on Saturday.
I wonder if they make dirty ones of those.
I'm sure somewhere they do.
Yeah, it's probably the old school one where you have to it's in the little circle and you have to crank it and then it goes.
Oh, believe me, I'd be cranking
the zoetropes or whatever. I think that's what they're called, zoetropes or something. I remember.
I don't know. I was still stuck on cranking it.
So, Isaac, you'll appreciate this. I learned a new Gen Z saying today.
What do they say?
All their new words. So apparently when you do something really good and you're like, yes, they say you're jacking it crazy style.
No, that's just saying they're telling you so you can be like, yo, I was jacking it crazy style earlier.
No. I didn't hear it from the Gen Zers. I heard it from another old guy. And
him saying that reminds me, did you guys ever see that remake of the Vacation movie that came out in I think it was 2015, 2016 with that
out? Oh God, no.
No.
Well, there's a scene where there's a scene where, the one son, comes across this girl that, of course it's a buddy romance or something. And the dad
you're jacking it crazy.
And the dad comes out and somehow I can't remember exactly how it goes, but he basically thinks kissing a girl is called a rim job, so he's I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
go watch the movie. It's actually my wife and I really loved it.
Sorry, I got stuck when you said "come across a girl." Hey, we should hit that music, man. You got that music?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Oh well.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward way to start the show.
Awkward for who?
Those that probably are new to the show.
Oh, well, you got to get acclimated quick, man.
You know,
we see on this show, to those of you who are joining us for the first time, first off, welcome. But
yes,
one thing you need to know, what differentiates us from our other, the other show, Shooting Shit, of which I am the 5-star producing machine, is that we like to tend to stay more on the rails than those guys do.
Well, yeah. Normally the first 5 or so minutes are a little, a little buck loud and crazy, and then we get there.
Deal. You know what we do? We talk about wrestling and we have fucking fun, okay?
Yep.
And if that's not for you, then I don't know, man. Maybe like a true crime podcast, like, or maybe some sort of political shit,
Something that doesn't.
There's plenty of that stuff going on right now, which we're not going to.
I know. That's crazy, right? Somebody fucking shot a WWE Hall of Famer, bro.
Yeah,
crazy.
But that's all we're gonna say about that because we ain't getting, we don't do politics on this show.
I can't. Come on, folks. He's a great guy. Okay. A lot of people say I'd take a bullet for my country. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I won't do it anymore. We're not talking that, but I just wanted to get that out there. I just wanted to do my impression. I'm gonna shave your head bald, Vincent.
You know what? Actually,
you know what? I ain't doing it again. Stops immediately. Does it again.
Hey, no, but I was just talking my WrestleMania thing. I was doing.
You know what? Okay. I will say this: your impersonation of that guy. That you actually sounded more like Stu Hart than you did that guy, but it's still better than than Giovanni Tuhati's Shaq impersonation.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Oh God!
And that's all you need to know about that.
Oh, I might have to.
How about Kermit the Frog? Are you gonna do Kermit?
Hi ho, 5-star takes here. Sesame Street News.
Come on,
that's pretty bad. Yeah, no, that was a good Kermit. Oh, yeah, hey, can you do a Sid from Ice Age impression for me, please? Wow, it looks a lot like you.
It looks just like the guy. Oh shit! Speaking of off the rails,
wow.
There we go.
But we went from what happened yesterday to doing impersonation of Muppets and computer animated prehistoric sloths.
Can you do a Miss Piggy?
Oh no, that's not really in my wheelhouse, man.
I just give it a quick shot and then we'll talk wrestling.
I can probably do. Let me throw this thing out that I could do a little Mickey, maybe a little Mickey Mouse for our boy Dozer, who we love dearly.
Yes.
Boy, let's go for a walk, Pluto. Oh,
dude, that's actually really
good. Yeah.
There you go. Here's a little Mickey. Thank you. Yeah, you have fun.
Can you introduce the first wrestling topic?
Hold on. Isaac, real quick before we go into that first topic, I got a little quick surprise for you.
Oh, I love.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you.
They love you.
I think it's the first time you've been cheered.
Yeah, I deserve it at least once in a lifetime.
Well, don't get used to it.
Yeah, I'm not at all. Never will.
So speaking of things that I think deserve a round of applause, let's start off with what happened at the end of AEW Dynamite, which actually I'm going to go out first off before we get in this. I'm going to say AEW Dynamite it's still got a long way to go, but it's actually been becoming a little bit more and more watchable each week. And the way that it ended this past Wednesday, chef's kiss. That was one of the best heel turns I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah, even I saw that. And what did I hear? I heard that what's his name? Is they one of the guys, he was a producer and they let him go for a while and then they brought him back and he's back into production now. Fuck.
For AEW?
AEW.
Oh, yeah. QT Marshall.
Yes, Marshall. Yeah. I heard that he's had a big part and writing the shows and producing the shows recently.
It's shown because it's gotten better. Like it's
unless Bruv is talking.
Bruv?
Dude, that was a terrible promo. I watched that on Wednesday and he just wouldn't shut the fuck up. And he had nothing to say. And that was the thing, is like there's nothing to it. It's just him saying bruv a lot and being like, yeah, I'm a badass, but
well, no, dude, with all in Will Ospreay's defenses, he is one of the very few bright spots on AEW programming. Like when it comes
for wrestling, the matches he puts on are great. I can't take that away from him, but I think that, I mean, it's the same thing with Mercedes. Like, why are you giving them all this mic time? Like, it's their weakness. I mean, WWE didn't give Sasha Banks the mic for a fucking reason. They just let her go out and do her thing.
Right.
And they would give her very, very little to say, and when she say, it would be impactful.
Right.
And
Yeah,
instead of being like, and I think the same thing for Ospreay. Like, he's much more impactful if he shuts the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate Ospreay's promos as much as you do. But
I'm not.
Mercedes' promos have been awful.
Oh, they've been terrible, and I'm only talking about the promo from last week. I haven't seen any of Ospreay's other promos, but it was really bad. It was just embarrassingly bad to the point where I was like, I don't like, what is he even trying to accomplish here? Like, what's the point of it? You know what I mean? Like, anytime you hear like a WWE promo, you know what they're trying to get to. You know the story they're trying to tell, and you know what they're doing. And like it just felt incoherent and pointless. And
well,
that's the worst.
And see, the thing is I think what that promo was supposed to do was set up the match that we're getting this week on Dynamite with versus MJF, which kind of this is seeing this, and then we'll get back to the original play here.
Absolutely.
That this is kind of one of the things that like still shows to me that AEW has a long way to go. Is they're giving away a match that could easily play, and I mean it still may. I mean, just depending on what the outcome of Wednesday's match is, they're giving away a match that people would fly overseas to London to go see, probably plunk down $50 or whatever they're charging for the pay-per-view, and they're giving it away on free TV with Ospreay and MJF this week on Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, it is a special episode of Dynamite, though, to be fair. It's the 250th episode. So, I mean, again, they needed a headliner for that. That they need to put something that matters.
And that doesn't bother. I mean, it is the one thing that they really have going for them is that they, I mean, sometimes the matches go on for too long, but I mean, that's generally my biggest complaint about the in-ring work there. Like, I don't really care about, like, I like, flippy shit. I was a huge Lucha Underground fan, so like flippy shit doesn't bother me. But it's like, like it's just when the matches like just keep going and going and going. Only because they're like, oh yeah, well we should have a 30-minute match in the middle of the show. And I'm like,
well, see, the one thing that differentiates, I think, AEW from Lucha Underground is, you see a lot of the same shit, but the stories, though, that were being told in Lucha Underground far, far superior to what we've been seeing on AEW.
And I've said it before. I probably said it early on the show, but Lucha Underground, especially seasons 1 through 3, are the best wrestling programs, like TV programs of all time, consistently. Especially when you're just looking at in-ring work. But the thing that always amazed me was how you could have a match between two people, one of them lose, and both of them come out looking incredible every single time they put on a match.
Yeah.
Like, I never felt like there was like really an undercard there. Like, everyone felt like they had a legit shot at the title.
Oh yeah, and you look at the wide, and again we're getting further and further away. So I guess
we're gonna head back right after.
We're gonna head back at this, but you look at the variety.
I said Lucha Underground. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. There was such a variety of people that held that title. I mean, you had Prince Puma, I believe, was a former champion. Ricochet.
He was the first. Yeah, he was the first.
You had, I think, Mil Muertes was a former champion. You had
Ivelisse.
Jack Swagger.
Jack Swagger was.
I believe whatever his name was, which I think was like Jake Strong or something like that. I believe he was the last Lucha Underground champ. Like, I think in season 4.
But Alberto Del Rio,
Pentagon,
El Tejano, I think Johnny Mundo held it for a little while.
Sexy Star, the original, who was basically blackballed. I mean, you look at Pentagon and I believe Phoenix both held it.
Oh my God, Pentagon and Phoenix together, and what the hell was the other one? El Drago.
Oh yeah.
Drago.
You know who else is amazing? Is Mariah May, and that
Yes,
heel turn.
that
She
that
fucked
was
up
so
Tony Storm
well
real good.
done. I mean, that's one of the best heel turns I've seen in years. I mean, just the way that it started out. I mean, they're celebrating in the ring. Gives a shout out to Willow Nightingale. The respect. For after winning the match. Tony Storm comes to the ring. They celebrate. She goes to run up and gets her belt, and what does she do? She just turns around and whacks Tony Storm with it.
Yeah.
Busted her open good.
Yeah, and then
Tony Storm had a goosher.
Yeah, and then poor Luther went through a table after taking a belt shot, and then the shots that Mariah was getting in with that heel, just whacking her in the head, and then just digging the spike in her forehead to just, oh, what a visual that was.
Yep. Yeah, it worked out, man. That was a great way to end it, and Tony Storm they've done a great job with presenting her, and now to have that go down with that character.
And just think what that match is going to be like at All In, because obviously, Mariah May is, I believe, from London, England, or she's from England. Tony Storm is from Australia, but I believe spent a lot of time. I mean, that's going to be a big time match for All In.
Australia's from England, so it's basically the same.
I mean, we're technically from England.
We are.
Well, something like you're right. Kind of.
We are. I mean, we're born and raised in the United States, but at some point, someone in our family was somewhere else.
Yeah, Russia and Germany, I think. These for me.
No, I got
New Jersey at one point.
New Jersey. Wait,
I mean that is a foreign country. I mean,
it is a crazy place, man. It is a land of dreams and make believe.
In all seriousness, though, we love any of you that listen to the show. If you're from New Jersey, we do love you.
We just question some things. We have a couple questions. That's all. Yeah.
And it makes sense though. You know what wrestling company is based out of New Jersey?
Is it the General Company of Wrestling, GCW?
Yes.
The Game Changers.
Yes. Company of Wrestling.
As much as you promote them on the show, Shane, you should try to see if you can strike up some sort of a sponsorship deal or a partnership with them.
Dude, it's just so much fun.
It is. I will give you the one GCW show I went to was great.
Yeah, no, I mean it's again like shit is always happening. Doesn't matter half of the time. No, not really.
I was watching it. I was watching it during the NXT show.
Yeah, I mean, is there any like coherency normally? Absolutely not. But shit just goes down, bro. They've got Effie versus Sean Ross Sapp happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, the Danhausen versus Microman in a mask versus mask match, where Danhausen pulled the mask out of his back pocket and put it on to start to start the match, and then after the match, when he loses and Microman unmasks him, Danhausen's like freaking out and going for the whole gimmick about you can't see his face,
right?
It was incredible.
I don't think I've ever quite understood Danhausen, but I mean, I there's just something about him that the fans seem to love.
He's fucking funny, man.
Yeah, he's legitimately hilarious.
He's really funny. Yeah, he tried to curse Microman, but his curse went right over Microman's head.
Oh man! But yeah, going back to the heel turn. I mean, it's just, when was really the last time you saw a heel turn that brutal?
Well, and that on the nose. I mean, she literally used the heel and turned it in.
Yeah.
It was a real literal heel
I see
turn.
what you did there.
Yeah. No, it's on the nose, man. That's like, yeah. No, I mean, I think it's a sign of good things to come. Like we were saying with with QT Marshall and back with some sort of control in the booking process and TV, like all it takes is somebody who understands the psychology of what you need to do to sell tickets.
When was the last time you saw a really good heel turn like that?
The last time I saw a good heel turn like that, fuck, man. Honestly, one of the best heel turns that I've seen in the last, I don't know, 10 years was Rollins when he broke up the Shield.
Yeah. I think for me, I mean, the closest heel turn that I could probably compare to what we saw on Dynamite, I'd have to go all the way back to when Marty Jannetty tried escaping Shawn Michaels through the barbershop window.
Yeah.
No?
Wow. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a really good one more recently than the Seth one. There's got to be a good one where.
The Seth Rollins one just sticks out because it was like
nobody expected it,
and that was like the beginning, honestly, of the main roster starting to like get a little bit of momentum, and it was like the beginning of wrestling starting to be cool again. That whole thing with even though it played out a little weird with all the Triple H shit. There was so much of that, but yeah,
trying to think something more recently within the last 10 years. You brought up Rollins, which is a good one.
You know what I'm thinking of, Shane, and I think you might agree with this when Sammy won the belt on NXT and Kevin Owens came back.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That was because like there's
in a similar vein, Tommaso Ciampa turning on
Johnny Gargano.
On Johnny. Yeah.
Those are some good ones.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of really good heel turns like that.
Those are a couple of good ones. Well, anybody listening to this show, leave
a comment.
Leave a comment. Let us know
what's
you think.
Your favorite heel turn?
Which
one of Big Show's heel turns was your favorite?
Yeah, I'm more personal like 07, 08 rather than 04, 05.
Yeah, his
I one that's a little bit more not as recent as the ones that were just mentioned, but another really good one I thought of was when Jericho turned on HBK and put him through his face through the monitor.
Yep.
And that arguably probably led to Jericho's best run in the WWE, in my opinion.
Jericho and Kevin Owens with the list.
The Festival of Friendship, that's another good one.
Yeah.
I think
crazy.
And I think the best turn ever, I think for me at least, was the double turn with Brett and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so perfect. And the match was insane. And somehow it made Austin the biggest babyface in the world, and Brett got just nuclear heat with the fans, and it was fucking awesome.
Then you also if we're talking, turns of the era, obviously Hogan joining the NWO. I've gone on record to say I think that move saved Hogan's career.
Oh, it definitely did. Yeah, no doubt about it. He would have been cooked otherwise. Yeah.
So, but
no, that was good. That was, I think, I can't think of any. I can think of really some bad heel turns, but. But I also
I'm trying to turn Sting a heel in 1999 in WCW is the first thing that comes to my mind.
I was thinking Austin and McMahon ruining.
That's another good one.
I was thinking about Ambrose turning heel right before he left when he was doing like the doctor shit, and he was
the Bane gimmick or whatever from that was bad too. But
the shot in the ass.
Mm-hmm. But not all Owen Hart Cup victories ended in tragedy. We had another really good one on the men's side with Bryan Danielson, who was in the last the last stretch of his career as a full-time wrestler, beating a different version of Hangman Adam Page, who seems to be more just becoming unhinged and everything, because he's going to be joining up with the Elite for Blood and Guts. But that match with Hangman Page, he wins and earns a shot against Swerve at All In. I think, I think from a storyline perspective, I think Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve. I mean, yes, we've seen the match before, but the obsession that Hangman developed with, taking care of Swerve, it could have played a really good, could have been an even better story. But I mean, yeah, Danielson's his last. You know what? He's earned this, I think.
And ultimately, I think he wins. I think that he won't hold it for very long, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the company owes him a little run with that belt. I mean, him hopping over,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really still is one of the biggest reasons why. I mean, that show is staying at the level that it's at, because he really is just one of the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, I don't. It's Bryan Danielson. I don't think that Swerve loses much by, taking a loss. He can, free himself up to.
And he's gonna make him look like a fucking $1 million in the process.
Yep.
I mean, Hangman looked better than ever in that match, honestly, and
He did.
He came out looking incredible, and Danielson fucking won. Like. That's what that's when I think that's like the things that are best for business, is when you can have matches like that. Where you can have great matches where both people come out looking like $1 million. And it doesn't, like, one of them wins, sure, but you're like, who cares?
It's like Bully Ray would always say, because I listen to Busted Open, you when you put on a good match when even the person who lost, like, the one guy who didn't go over still got over. And I mean, I think this was a perfect case of that. Danielson went over, but I think Hangman, and especially in this new role that he's in, I think he got over.
Oh yeah, dude, it was great. It was a little longer than I would have liked to see, but even then, like, they put on such a match. I mean, especially considering it's on fucking free TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they put on a hell of a match. I have a hard time watching Bryan Danielson wrestle, because you're always like, Jesus Christ, is this going to be the thing that, like, kills him? It breaks his fucking neck.
Yeah, he's had some. Yeah, he did, but.
And he always sells the hell out of it too, and you never know.
I think that's and I think that's just what makes him so special, is that people really believe that, because he does such a good job at selling.
Yeah, no, he's a beast. He's a fucking beast. But yeah, no, good for him. I mean, the Jeff Jarrett shit was completely unnecessary and stupid. And
I mean, my biggest thing is, why in the world would you ever trust Jeff Jarrett
as your enforcer?
As an enforcer for, like, the common good.
Shit, dude, there's a hurricane warning.
Well, it's wait, where you're at?
No, it's just what it sounded like. It sounded like the emergency broadcast.
If we, and obviously, again, guys, we're doing what we can put on the show, but we've been getting some not so good weather here, and I just got it on my phone that we got a tornado warning going till at least 10 o'clock my time, which would be 11 o'clock your time. So we're gonna keep on going, because you know what, that's what we do and stuff. But
we want to go. We want to visit Oz. We had a tornado touchdown in Vermont, bro, on Thursday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we get a part of all that fucking flooding and bullshit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's this weather gets real crazy sometime. I mean, don't fuck with Mother Nature.
No, man. Water is strong.
Wow. So we believe in Mother Nature. You know who else we believe in?
Say his name and he appears.
Joe Hendry.
Man, you want to talk about someone Great segue, by the way. I like that.
That was that whole. Oh man, I marked out when he showed up.
You know, it just goes to show you that when the right heads, the right heads prevail, and the right business minds get together to do business, and if egos can get put aside, it just goes to show you just what kind of magic can be created. Because in this partnership, and I think we've touched on this before, the partnership between Impact and AEW, what did it do for Impact at the time?
Not a damn thing. It fucking buried him.
What is this partnership that Impact, now TNA, has had with NXT? What has that done for them?
It's everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's changed their whole show,
I-
and not just that, but like, do you see any of the clips from the? I think it was the match at Noah with AJ Styles.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Marufuji. I haven't seen any of that. I'd like to.
I saw some clips from that, and it's just like it's the AJ Styles. I mean, it's wild how different he is
In Japan. Yeah.
Yes, dude. I'm like, where's this fucking guy been for the last fucking 8 years?
Yeah,
Again, saving his body, man. Getting to wrestle 8 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was.
And
it
then
was
Io
incredible.
also won a match in Japan.
Yeah, she
that
would,
day as well.
the new promotion started by the guy that used to run Stardom, I believe. His new
Yeah,
promotion.
Marigold, I believe.
Yeah, Marigold. Very good, very good. But they weren't he wasn't the only one. I mean, and we're going to talk about the Impact. See what I did there? That Joe Hendry had and on NXT this week, but he wasn't the only one to show up. I mean, we had a little bit of a reunion on NXT as well too.
Some TNA.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, one of them, Zachary Wentz, was in the WWE and he got fired because he was accused of.
Well, it was that, and it was also because of a picture that his ex posted, I believe, on social media and stuff. But we're not. Again, we're not going to go into details about that and stuff. But I mean, obviously,
was it his dong?
No,
it wasn't that.
Dude.
But it was
Trevor?
great.
My man Ricochet. Man,
he's doing all right for himself.
He packs. Yes, dude.
That's BDT. That's you know DDJ. You know how he does all those flips and shit. Forward motion, brother.
Catapult.
He's got a spring. He's like, it's like Tigger and fucking Winnie the Pooh, man. It bounces around. Ooh, it's a wonderful thing. Ooh.
But yeah. Wesley was feeling really down and bad about himself, and then the Rascals showed up, and
he had a hell of a showing against Oba Femi. Let's not cut his performance short.
God, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was an awesome match.
I loved it. Oba's fucking God, he's a beast.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing too, and I mean, since we're sort of talking about NXT, but I guess we're going to talk about all the matches, but that was it Jordan Grace and Sol Ruka match?
Kelani Jordan.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Jordan Grace is a different wrestler. But
she's someone that benefited from that partnership.
That fucking match was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And I still can't believe that they're that green. That was fucking legit. They did shit I've never seen before. And it looked awesome. Like the handstand skid thing was so cool. Anyway.
And then Sol's finisher, the Soul Snatcher. That if you ain't seen it, go on YouTube and look that finish, because that is just unlike anything any of us have ever seen.
No, it's incredible. And I've heard like Meltzer and I think even Sean Ross was talking shit about it. Being like, oh, it's just gymnasts. And they're like, you give fucking Will Ospreay and Ricochet like matches fucking 800 stars. And it's the exact same thing. It's just fucking they're girls. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's the same style. Well executed.
I could give two fucks about what Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp have to say about wrestling
Dude,
matches.
Dave Meltzer, like I was thinking about it, like
Oh no.
no, what a loser though. Like legitimately, like when I think about like what he does, like
Mhm.
for a living and just all the time, like all he does is watch wrestling, tweet, and write articles about how cool AEW is and just about wrestling in general. But he's been doing it for fucking 40 years and he never leaves that room, man.
Well, obviously, he doesn't have it. You ever bring anyone in to clean it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, dude, just like go outside for a while, man. Go to a Brewers game, you know? Shit, dude. Be around some other people. Like, actually go to a wrestling match. Like, I don't think he even goes to matches. Like, I think he fucking
I
just
think he
watches.
does every once in a while,
Yeah, I
but
don't think he
still,
goes
again,
around people.
I
Dude,
just
he's living my dream.
He shades like loser. What are you talking about? This is
Yeah,
cool
he sounds like
guy
a
in the
winner
world.
to me, man. He just sits and watches random wrestling shit, pisses people off, and then
Yeah.
doesn't go around humans. I mean,
Huh?
honestly,
that's your dream life, Shane.
oh,
He gets no pussy out of it though. None. Look at that man. Absolute gremlin.
But
I'm
yeah, I
starting
that
mean,
beef with
turned
him.
personal.
I'm starting beef with him.
I
oh boy,
guess
here we
so.
go.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
going,
yeah.
going
But
back to the what the crossover and stuff. I mean, it's great because, like I said, there's all these talents who obviously don't get that much exposure being on Access TV, which the majority of people out there who still have cable TV or satellite don't get this channel. You get the TNA Plus app is a great way to watch and that, but I mean it's so great to get all these new eyes on these talents. And I mean, a good way of putting this is that people like Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, what they're doing is almost like basically a glorified tryout with the WWE, because that once their TNA contracts expire, Paul Levesque and Shawn Michaels are going to be knocking on those doors to be like, hey, you seen what we did for you while you were under contract to another company. Wait till you see what we got in store for you when you come actually work for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, no, I mean it's brilliant recruiting, and I mean ultimately, if you can make wrestling like interesting and get eyes on any of the product or any of your wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing. No matter where they are. And I mean it is cool because it does feel like almost like a return towards the territory days. Like you have all these like independent wrestling promotions, you have some bigger ones, you have ones that are now working, like letting stars go back and
Yeah.
forth. Like it's and it's great.
And I mean, it's not only something that's exclusive to what the WWE is doing with TNA. I mean, we got to show some love to AEW because they've got partnerships with not only New Japan but CMLL. And speaking of CMLL, shout out to Stephanie Vaquer for landing a contract with the WWE, more specifically NXT, as a result of her performance against Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door.
But she's already wrestled for them now.
Did she actually wrestle in that show in Mexico? Or
I
did she
think
just make an appearance?
I mean, I don't know. I just saw she made an appearance, but I wouldn't be surprised if she wrestled.
And then also too, what the NWA has been doing. They've been partnering with a lot of independent promotions. One of which is I'm very familiar with Chicago style wrestling, run by my friend superstar Steve Boz. They regularly feature talents like Mr. Cade, who's been a part of the NWA. Sky Blue has wrestled for them while under contract to AEW. But you're seeing all these local promotions, like you said, working together with some of these bigger ones. And it's to get the talent out there, getting to see different faces stuff. But it's just so great to see. And that, because again, we're seeing stuff that we thought we're seeing the resurrection of something that we thought died
Yeah.
almost 40 years ago.
Yeah,
and it's being
before we were born, really.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
still alive, but I didn't start watching wrestling until I was like 10 years old. So
Yeah, no, but I mean, really, it's like the beginning of the end happened, decades and decades ago, and to see it sort of come back in this new format, and also, like with WWE moving to Netflix, like it's just there's a lot of interesting changes, that are happening. Whereas, like okay, it's not so much about advertising dollars. So, like, do you need a 3 hour Raw on Netflix because they're not, like you don't have as many ad spaces,
right, and you
like
can be a little more free. I mean, you're gonna see one of the things that always irritated me about what we watching the WWE product as of late was the editing or the censoring that would be done by the networks. I mean, they'd bleep out the holy shit chants. They would occasionally black out the screen if there was an ejectionable sign.
it's gotten bad too.
It's gotten bad,
way
especially on
worse.
Fox. But one thing I wanted to bring up real quick, we talked about the territory system dying out. Did you guys know that exactly 40 years ago on this day that we're recording this, which is July 14th, was the infamous Black Saturday on TBS?
Oh,
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so when people tuned into TBS at 6:05 Eastern and saw one Vince McMahon on their screens.
Poor saps.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, just going back to this whole crossover thing, it's great. It's done wonders for these talents. I mean, Joe Hendry is more over now than he's ever been, and we're gonna see more. I believe if it hasn't already happened, I believe Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne, and Tavian Heights, the North Quarter Catch Crew, invade TNA for one of their sets of tapings, and they're going to be on TNA programming. So this partnership shows no signs of slowing down.
No, and it shouldn't. They should do as much of it as they possibly can. Microman should face Kevin Owens and beat him.
Oh God!
Love to see GCW crossover, man.
Dude, listen, all I need is for Nick Gage to.
Well, haven't we seen some kind of crossover with GCW and WWE with like at least with the Bloodsport with Shayna Baszler and I believe
Shayna and Regal's kid wrestled Bloodsport. And then the Creed brothers are
yes, they're on the next Bloodsport show, aren't they?
Yes.
I want to see Mance Warner or whatever show up at WWE and fucking beat up a fan for telling him that he sucks.
Oh man, if that ever happened, Silverwolf would go crazy. He loves himself some Mance Warner.
Oh, dude.
Fuck you.
Mance is one of my favorite guys to watch right now because at some point the camera's not going to be on him. It's going to be on something else. And the camera's going to cut back to him and he's going to be yelling at a fan. Before the last GCW show Isaac and I watched together was them versus the IWS, the International Wrestling Syndicate, up in Montreal. And before the match started, it was Mance versus Green Phantom, I think his name was, and like the whole premise was like Mance got to choose the stipulation because if he's putting up the GCW title, so he chooses like 10 minutes. Like you have to beat me in 10 minutes. Before the match started, Mance went into the crowd and just started grabbing people's beers out of their hands and just chucking them. I was like, holy shit. I mean, people are like
or when the guy was
faces and they were like
or when the one guy was cutting a promo on him, like being like, listen here, Mance, and Mance Warner was just like, they cut to Mance and he's just fucking screaming at a fan, nose to nose with a fan, like totally ignoring the whole business in the ring just to be like, fuck you, you little piece of shit. And it was probably Shane, because Shane always gets in his face.
That might be something that we see soon. We can see our very own Shane against Mance Warner.
Dude,
yeah, I mean, he kicked my ass, man. His eyes a little bugged out.
I've been trying to fight fucking Nick Gage forever.
Oh, I don't think I'd ever want to mess with him.
That chubby fucking meth head. I'd whoop his ass.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'd break his kneecaps, bro. He'd be done.
Man,
One-
Yeah,
he-
I can't. I got nothing but love for Nick Gage. Anytime I've ever interacted with him, he's always been super cool with me.
he I mean, Isaac, you gotta get ready, man. You should start going to local hardware stores, just getting like one light tube and smacking yourself with it. Next week, get two, and then by the
you know
time
what, Shane? You know what we do?
What?
Let's get Mullet Man back on the show, and we'll get him set up with the training regimen for Isaac.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
yeah,
Tube trains. No, I don't want to do the tubes. Look what it did to fucking to the butcher. No, I'm good. They gave him
What?
cancer.
Oh, are you sure that was what gave him?
I'm sure it didn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably something about breathing fucking 800 million fluorescent light bulb tubes in over
He
your
does.
career that you fucking might get cancer.
Oh man.
I don't know.
All right, we ready to move on before we go completely off the rails again?
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready
Yeah,
for
so-
either option. Really, I'm
Well,
primed.
You know what, Isaac? Do you want to do your you want to do your segment now, or do you want to save that for the end?
Well, we can do whatever we want, man.
You know what?
Play the music.
Let's change it. Let's change it up a little bit. Yeah, let's do it right now.
Play the music, man.
Play the music. Hold on a second. Let me cue it up. Here we go.
It's time for Pics or It Didn't Happen with Isaac. Hey, that's me.
That's me. I feel like I picked Danhausen this week because
And it's kind of appropriate that we were talking about him a little bit earlier.
yeah, well, I'd watched the match and he was in my head, so I was like, very good, very evil.
So make it official, Isaac.
That's Danhausen. Have you Pics or It Didn't Happen? That's another one, dude. Is that five in a row we're rocking
I think that's
now?
5 in a row.
Damn, dude. That's a testament to you, not me and Shane. You're an animal. You're a fucking animal, dude. That's incredible.
that's a great many pictures with a great many wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
a very evil wrestler.
yeah.
At that.
But he's definitely someone that understands the business, because that dude knows how to merchandise. He knows how to market himself. He knows how to go, and he knows how to get the fans behind him. I mean, yeah.
And he knows how to be very evil. And
And
you know who
very
else
nice.
was very evil was CM Punk at Money in the Bank.
Oh,
Oh.
man. I mean, just ask Drew McIntyre, and I'm sure saying he was pretty evil at Money in the Bank. That'd be being a little bit too kind.
God, what a way to deal with that. And people are pissed too, but I think it was great.
I think so too. And I was gonna bring that up on are you guys honestly shocked by how much of an uproar the IWC appears to be over this? At least
little
the way
bit.
I didn't know that people were upset about it. I mean, I think that like ultimately it kind of sucks, just because you like seeing the Money in the Bank throughout the year, and you like having that kind of when's it going to happen.
Mhm.
But I mean, what they did so well. I mean, and it makes so much sense in relation of like the story they've been telling that, I mean,
and it just I think it makes telling the story going forward of whatever they're going to do with the title belt going forward smoother, right? And make it, because you don't have to think about booking this into that and making something more convoluted, right?
Yeah,
because it looks like we're going to Walter, and who knows going forward after that. But like,
and one of the things that I really liked about what this did is that it brought Seth freaking Rollins back into the mix, because if y'all remember when Punk returned at Survivor Series after the cameras stopped rolling, there was a video circulated about how upset Punk was, and that was kind of where they were originally going. And if I'm not mistaken, and I think that documentary that WWE put out about WrestleMania 40, which is a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion, was that it was supposed to be Rollins versus Punk at Mania. So it's nice to see that they're going back to that.
Yeah. Oh, and they've built so many like possibilities, but like The heat, between Punk and McIntyre is fucking amazing.
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
that's gonna be great. The Rollins story is gonna be great. There's just so much going on. But the Money in the Bank matches themselves, like the men's was pretty good. I don't think it was anything.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like,
anything crazy.
but
That
the
women's Money in the
women's-
Bank, though. Oh my God!
dude.
Easily the best
brutal.
easily the best women's Money in the Bank ladder match ever, I think.
Yeah, my son, man, he popped so hard when Chelsea went through the tables.
Yeah.
He loved it. And Chelsea, man, God bless her heart. She's fucking awesome. She's so good, man. The crowd was so behind her when she had her hand on that.
Oh,
control.
yeah.
And that's, like, she deserves it. I would have loved to see her win, but they did. They made the right call.
Yeah,
Yep.
Chelsea is just a really good asset for them to have because she is so okay with not being a mark for herself, and she is so okay with just doing whatever it takes to like create moments that'll create clicks and
She
just
has,
give
and
herself as
And you know what? And I'm sure her husband's had a lot to do with that. Because you look at what Matt Cardona has done since he's left the WWE and what he's got, been able to do for himself. I'm sure he shared a lot of that knowledge with her.
And you can just sense that they're having fun. Like, she's having a good time. And
Yeah.
I've said it before, and it translates. It fucking translates because if they're having a good time, it makes it easier for me to have a good time because I'm enjoying it. Just watching you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, there's something to be said for that. And Chelsea brings that to the table with everything she does. There's nothing that she's not putting every little bit of that into, and fucking props.
And it shows. And she's gonna have her time. She's gonna have her day in the sun.
Yeah. Oh no, and like, not take nothing from the other ladies. It was a fucking killer match. That was so much to watch.
It was, but again, that was a really good. We were lucky. We had such a great weekend because we've already kind of touched on how awesome Heatwave was. Money in the Bank was very entertaining because not only do we have a lot of eventful things happening. We pretty much got, I think, the setup for what most likely will be the main event of SummerSlam with Cody and Solo after Solo's Sokoa pinned Cody Rhodes, and which again, I think I even called that on the show when we were doing our predictions. To me, that was the way you had to go with this match because if you wanted this new version of the Bloodline to have any kind of legitimacy, and
you gotta win, yeah.
And Jacob Fatu for his.
Did y'all see the? I assumed that. Yeah,
dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he stays out of trouble.
Incredible.
That dude is going to be a mega star in the WWE.
Yeah, and between that and you were saying with Heatwave too. I'd want to touch on one more thing from Heatwave, and that's just how good. And I don't know if it's like WWE as a whole, but fucking NXT is at booking 4-man fatal 4-way matches.
That ending was, I loved it.
The whole match was so
legitimately shocking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole match was incredible. Just Trick having to play defense the entire time. He was the one that was breaking up a lot of these the close falls. Javon was,
oh my God, that kid.
It was just insane. And then
incredible.
Yeah, and then you had Sean Spears and
Ethan Page.
And Ethan Page just being, those guys have spent combined 40 years in ring.
No, it was something really and not only was it just the in-ring work special, but the way they book those matches, it's hard to do a fatal 4-way and make it interesting, and somehow NXT nails it time and time again.
But it's just that ending though, because you knew as soon as Trick hit his the trick shot, the knee strike, and Page fell on top of Javon, you knew Trick right away. Then most of it's like, oh shit. And then when Spears grabbed his leg, and this, I guess, if I had to criticize anything about that,
Why would Spears stop him?
right? Exactly. That was probably maybe
It
the only
worked.
problem I had with that match, and that's me. I would consider myself being nitpicky for that.
Yeah.
Again,
No,
but I mean,
that's
just
fair.
the look on Trick's face, like, because he knew as soon as he saw him fall, he's like, you could just see the look of like.
I feel like they did that with like Shawn Michaels or something. There was a fucking match.
There was something, yeah, no,
where he like got super kicked and fell back on fucking somebody.
Yeah,
yeah.
And they took. Oh, it was, I think, the 4-way. It was Cena, Shawn Michaels, Edge, and Randy Orton. I think it was at the I think it was the Backlash after the Mania that year, which was, I think, 27 when they were in Detroit, or 23 when they were in Detroit, and then when the main event was Cena and Michaels, they had that 4-way the next match, and that was the finish, because I think Michaels super kicked Cena, who I think fell on top of Edge and got the pin.
Yep. Yeah. So
that was a nice little callback.
But it was but it was great, and yeah, Money in the Bank was a really fun show.
Mm-hmm.
They're rolling, man. They're just on a fucking roll, and let them roll, man. It's been great. It's been
much like Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit.
Speaking of wrestling,
rolling.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, here comes the American Badass.
Oh, so we talked about Backlash, or not Backlash, but we talked about Backlash 2000, and God, I'm having a brain fart here. 2007. We talked about Heatwave when we talked about Money in the Bank. We did a little predictions, some predictions on last week's show, and Isaac kept records. And guys, we'd like to present to you the first official scoreboard about how everybody did. So we have myself and Shane tied at 4-3, and then Isaac at 1-6.
I got Obafemi right, yo. Whatever. The only one that mattered.
Yeah, you got the entirety of Money in the Bank wrong. That's crazy.
Well, it was we only called the 2 matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did just the briefcase match.
And boy, did I pick! But I picked Chelsea Green, which was from my heart.
I think that was
and I picked LA Knight from my balls. So
God.
You
got
a little bit of each.
Only Isaac, go from
you picked Obafemi from your balls?
No, I picked LA Knight from my balls.
He picked Obafemi from the thing that's attached to his balls.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
So.
The barrel of the tank, as they say, not the treads.
Alrighty then. Well, guys, I don't know about you. First off, thank you guys so much for your patience. We're putting the show's being put out a little bit later than we normally do. A little bit of a peek behind the curtain. I've been dealing with the cold the last few days, and I'm still just trying to get over. I'm mostly over it and stuff. But
good.
These guys, I want to take a moment to thank my 2 co-hosts here for being so patient and understanding and dealing with,
we love you, man.
And I love you guys too. But I mean, I know we usually
any of the people who are watching or listening who are still here at this point are upset about. Yeah, no, thank you. But if you're upset about DDJ taking care of his health, then go fuck yourself.
Well, I don't think
DDJ is important too. Okay,
I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just I've always been like, and this goes back to my time on Shooting Shit, which the guys are officially back. They had an episode drop on Sunday, finally, after taking the 4th of July off. Thankfully, none of them lost any fingers or toes or eyes or noses from playing with fireworks. But, speaking of fireworks, I just heard something.
Somebody fart?
No, it was like a thunder.
Oh, you're
thunder or something. And I'm down in my basement, so that goes to tell you how loud that was. But
God is farting.
Yeah. But going back to what I was saying, it's just I've always been prided myself on when I do a show or when I'm part of a show and I'm in charge of getting that show out. I always like to kind of have a regular, like a steady flow of content, just because I don't like going, okay, we're going to do 1 week. We're going to be off 1 week. We're going to come back with an episode, then take 2 weeks off. Like, I'm a believer in consistency because I think that's how you develop and grow a fan base and that. And it's just, I don't like not missing out on these things and stuff. So originally, a little bit more of a peak band occurrence. We'd originally talked about probably taking the week off and coming back, when I'm over this cold and coming back. But I was feeling better. And these guys, talked about, hey, you're free Sunday, you want to record? I'm like, yeah, sure. Because I love doing this show. I love doing this show with you guys. I love talking wrestling with my friends. And it's
love you.
But I mean, it's just great, so again, yeah, we should be back to our regular Friday or Saturday morning or afternoon when our episodes will go live on our YouTube page and that. So after this week, but there was so much we had to talk about.
This is a special edition, so
Yes.
Get over it.
Monday morning Raw, so to speak.
You're gonna get two. You're probably gonna get 2 episodes this week, so stop being greedy, okay?
Be more greedy. You want 7 episodes this week.
Yeah, you got to pay for 6 of them though.
Yeah, only one's free.
Once we start up, if we ever decide to get off our butts and do a Patreon, maybe we'll start doing some special episodes just for Patreon.
Yeah. Let's rock it. Yeah, $1,000 million, please.
$1,000 million.
$1 million.
Hell yeah. Well,
all right. Well,
I've had a good time. My name was Isaac, and over there
I'm
was
Shane.
And in the middle we got DDJ.
We love you guys, and thanks again for watching. We'll see you in a few days.
Thanks, everybody.
Man, that was fun, guys. I don't know about you.
I don't know about you, man.
I don't know about you, man.
I don't know about you, man, but I love me some.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still recording, and
I was about to say it.
And I wanted to, and if you guys will indulge me for a quick second, I want to take a moment before I officially hit the end recording button to speak to our friends over at Shooting Shit, the show that I produce.
I got some words.
No. This is.
Oh, not like that. Oh, okay, never mind then. I got some other words.
No, these guys. We love those guys. We're all friends and stuff. But
yes, of course,
in the spirit of their goofiness and the stuff that they like to do, especially when I'm not able to be there to keep them under control and keep them rolling smoothly and not letting them go way too far off the rails. They decided to take a few playful shots at me after the credits rolled on their show on the episode that just dropped. And I just want to say, you know what? I'm not going to say a damn thing because I'm taking the higher road.
Sorry, bro. Legends of the Ring Sting, man. This is a great figure, old school figure. Looks great. It's Sting! Old school Sting from WCW. Guys, you know us. 3/4 of the Shooting Shit team. And we're here with a listener just like you guys. This is Jimmy from Super Powers Comics.
My friend of almost 20 years. He's known him since you were 12.
If you know people in Chicago, you probably know Dennis because he knows half the town, of course. But shooters, if you need action figures, comics, wrestling memorabilia, we just showed you Sting. Superpowers Comics will put up their QR code so you can get a good look at everything they have coming. Give it a shot, shooters. Get your superpowers on and get your comics from our friend Jimmy, who listens just like you.
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
This episode and all episodes of 5 Star Takes are now available on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@5 Takes. Be sure to like and subscribe. Get all of your 5 Star Takes news and updates by going to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SHOOTINSHT. And as always, thanks for watching.